Okay, welcome back to part 2 of the class today. So we've just finished Mala Kriya with the movements and the squatting. Now we're going to do a little Skandasana. So it's more forward folding and we'll move with our breath, but it's a little bit slower. So you want to start with your legs super wide. Again, about as wide as your arms. So if you drop something out of your hands, it would touch your feet. Excuse me. We're going to start by a big breath in. And as you exhale, hinge forward, but only go halfway. So you want to feel like you're parallel between the ceiling and the floor. And we can do this one of two ways. You can work on core strength by staying up with your arms, or you can work on a little bit more core stability and support with your hands gently on the floor. So we're just gonna inhale your arms out wide. Exhale, bend your right leg and shift to the right. Stay for the next full breath cycle, inhale and exhale. And then inhale up through center and exhale to the other side. From there, you're gonna again stay for a full breath cycle. After which you just start to flow at your own pace, inhaling up, exhaling to one side, inhaling up through center and exhaling to the other side. But try to slow it down. Notice that the slower you go, it's a little more challenging, which means that you're working a little bit more on building strength, stamina, and stability, as well as endurance. You can always change up your arms if you decide that you need a little more support, bring them to the ground. If you want a little bit more of a heart opener, you can clasp your hands behind your sacrum and stretch your arms up towards the sky. Wherever you're at, keep going. Start to honor the pause between the inhalation and the exhalation. Notice if your weight is back in your heels and shift it forward so that you feel almost like you could topple forward. Finish the round of breath you're on and do 2 more on each side. Rotate your thighs inward as you do this for a little bit more stability. And at the end of your next breath, or when you're done with 2 more, just release into a forward fold and find an easy, comfortable fold. So that means that your hands can be wherever you like. You could place them on the ground for support. You could start to reach them back behind you through your legs to reach for the wall behind you. You can also bring your hands to clasp outside of your calves, ankles, or heels. Bend your elbows and pull forward. For the next 2 breaths, inhale to release a little bit up, and exhale, forward fold again, get deeper. 1 more slow round like that. And we'll come up with a nice straight spine. Inhale to step your feet together. Exhale, palms touch, comes down to your heart. Close your eyes. Release your hands. Turn up the corners of your mouth. 2 slow rounds of breath. Feel the sunshine on your face. Even if you're indoors, feel a faux sunshine on your face. Breathe in gratitude and acceptance. And breathe out things that don't serve. Frustration, animosity, anxiety. We can't help them, but we can start to gently encourage them to go away by crowding them out with positive thoughts of acceptance and gratitude. Blink your eyes open and start to do a couple rounds of back strokes with your arms. Try to keep your shoulders and hips forward so you're really getting most of the movement in your shoulder girdle. And then shrug your shoulders just up, back, and down a couple times. Neck roll to each direction. We'll work towards Natarajasana, dancer's pose. We're gonna do 1 round in foundation first so that we all get really strong and sturdy and understand the foundation. So we're gonna start with the left leg on the ground. You bring your right arm out to the side and you wanna plug your elbow into your hip crease so that you could be carrying a tray on that hand with the palm to the sky. Left arm comes up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're just gonna drop your right hand down with the palm still facing out and clasp your foot from the inside. Sometimes if you're outdoors like me and you're wearing boots, that can be hard. It's okay to clasp from the outside. But then we're gonna start to straighten it up. So bring your knee back in line with your left knee. Shrug your right shoulder back, square your shoulders and hips forward. Reach up with your left hand and just start to push your right foot into your right hand. Get a full 10-finger grip around the bottom of your foot and push back. So we're not leaning forward yet. You're really stretching your heart up towards the sky and pushing back your foot into your hand. The idea from here is that you want to push your toes towards the ceiling, and if you let go with your hand, your foot would ricochet back. Reach your heart up higher. I forgot to mention, find a focal point, one spot to focus your gaze on. And just keep breathing low and slow deep into your belly. Pushing back a little bit more with your foot so your knee's going directly behind. Do not let your leg wing out to the side. Keep your hips square, knees in line. Stay for one more big breath in, kick up a little higher, reach up with your left hand. Exhale, release, foot and arm down, palms forward, close your eyes, turn up the corners of your mouth, and take slow breath. And feel how one shoulder feels different than the other. One quad probably feels quite different than the other. And then we'll do the other side. So blink your eyes open. Bring your left elbow to your left hip crease, palm towards the sky. Right arm goes up towards the sky. Shift your weight strongly into your right leg and keep that leg strong. Bend your left knee, bring your foot up to your hand and clasp from the inside of your ankle or top of your foot, but from the inside. Find your focal point. Bring your knee back in line. Let your left shoulder release back. Feel a back bend here. So you're really stretching your heart up and your core is turned on strong to protect as you start to kick back with your left foot. As you inhale, keep reaching up with your heart and your right fingers. And as you exhale, push into that back foot. Keep your thighs rotating in towards each other. Keep your weight slightly forward in your right foot so that you're on the big toe mound of your right foot. Reach up as you inhale, kick back as you exhale. Start to feel the stretch across the front of your left hip. Push back, point your toes, reach your toes towards the ceiling. That activates your calves, which grabs your quads and your hamstrings. Push up for one more big breath in. And on your exhalation, slowly, slowly release. Real easy, let your arm come down. Palms forward, eyes closed, lips turned up, corners of your lips. Slow down your heart rate. Slow down your breath. These are two powerful tools for your toolbox, things to learn. That you can change your mood by turning your lips up. And you can change your heart rate by slowing down your breath. So we're gonna do one more round of Natarajasana on each side. But before we do, just take a step out and just 2 rounds of inhaling up and exhaling forward fold. Just to release some tension that we built up in the back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come up whichever way you like. You can sweep your arms wide with a straight back, or you can tuck your tail and roll up your spine one vertebra at a time. Whichever way is fine, but do that one more time. Really release the weight of your torso down in the forward fold. Inhale, strong core for the half rise. Exhale, full fold forward. Sweep your arms wide, come all the way back up. Start to step your feet together. Keep your right arm in the sky. Left elbow comes to left hip crease, and we'll work backwards through it this time. So weight goes into right foot. Not backwards, are we on the same side? I get confused about sides. But anyway, whichever side you're on. Bring your foot up to your hand. Start to kick in. And this time, if you like, we can start to go a little deeper, or you can keep working in the foundation. So everybody wants to go forward fold in Natarajasana, but really that only comes because you're kicking so strongly back with your leg and your back is arching in a back bend so much that your foot wants to come up over your head. Keep re-engaging your core, keep plugging your left hip forward and down. Keep your bicep up so that your hand is above your head. Kick and feel the back bend. Keep raising your heart up. Woo. If you fall out, just work your way back in. We've got about 2 more breaths on this side. Try to slow them down. Reach up with your toes for one more moment. And on an exhale, slowly start to come back through center. Release your hands. We'll go right into the other side. Left arm comes up. Right elbow plugs in. Take a big breath in. Ground down through your standing leg. Exhale, bring your right foot to your right hand. Find your core strength. Find your stability and balance. And then start to kick your foot into your hands. Rotate thighs in towards each other. The hinge into the hips only happens when you're pushing your foot up so high that your torso has no choice but to hinge forward. Stay for 2 more breaths if you can. And when you're ready to release, find Tadasana mountain pose. Palms are forward, eyes are closed. Guess what? Lips are turned up. Soften your knees a little. Feel the length of your spine. Reach the crown of your head up towards the sky. But stretch your tailbone down a little and feel a slight curve of your torso, pelvis. Blink your eyes open. Step your feet wider. Rotate your toes out towards the edge of your mat or the room. And your feet should be a little bit wider than your hips, but maybe not quite the full side stance. We'll just do a few rounds of squats. So inhale your arms up high, palms touch. As you exhale, hands come down through your heart and you just squat down as low as you can get your hips to go. And we're gonna do that a few times. Really ground down through your feet and the pinky toe edges of your feet. And every time you come down, try to keep your shoulders stacked directly over your hips. Try to track your knees out directly over your toes so they're not knocking in towards the center. Maybe after 1 or 2 rounds, you have to widen or shorten your stance a little to feel more stability, but try to get your hips down real low and really press through the floor as you inhale up. And press your knees back towards the wall behind you as you exhale down. At the end of your next cycle of breath, we're gonna pause in the down position. So when you get all the way down, bring your hands to your knees and then straighten your arms and shrug your shoulders up into your ears. So you really have strong, stick straight arms. And then you can just sway a little from side to side. You wanna make a lot of compression in your neck shoulder area. So like you're really trying to get your ears and your shoulders to touch. Keep that action as you sway from side to side, and using your hands, start to push your knees wider. Start to feel the stretch across the mid-groin. Maybe close your eyes and really feel it. And coming to the center, we're just gonna look over the right shoulder and let the left shoulder hinge forward. You wanna keep both arms straight. Try to relax your thighs and butt as you push with your arms, and just keep stretching that left shoulder farther forward. Maybe gaze back over your right shoulder towards the wall behind you. Notice if you're re-engaging your thighs and try to relax them so that you can stretch a little deeper. Inhale through center, and we'll just exhale to the other side. Push with your hands, long straight arms. Right shoulder forward, gaze over your left shoulder, and keep encouraging your legs to relax. It sounds counterintuitive because we're in a squat, but try to relax your quads and your hammies and your psoas. Your next inhalation comes back up through center. Start to engage your legs now. Turn your legs on. Inhale, straighten them. Palms come to touch at the top. Rotate your toes forward. Exhale, arms go wide, forward fold. Hands come to shins. Inhale for the partial lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep your arms wide. Inhale all the way back up to center. Touch your feet together. Step your feet together. Exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes. Turn up the corners of your mouth. Breathe in gratitude. Breathe out negativity. Breathe in acceptance. Breathe out negativity. Breathe in joy. Breathe out negativity. Release your arms. We'll do a couple twists to kind of round out. In most yoga classes, you would like to get forward folds, back bends, side to side sway, and twists, just to keep working the entire spine and keeping it supple and safe and healthy. So we'll incorporate a little bit of a twist and the sideways hinges in the next. So we're gonna do a lunge. Face the long edge of your mat or whatever direction you're facing, outside. Inhale your arms up high, and we're just gonna step your left foot forward into a giant high lunge. So from here, you wanna make sure that your front knee is stacked over your front ankle, and you can always lower your back knee if you like. Tuck your left hip forward and in. Inhale your arms up high, and we're gonna sway over to the right. So it's like you have a beach ball by your right hip, and you're just trying to stretch up and over and around it. Sink down a little deeper into your lunge. Pull your left shoulder back, but your left hip forward. Squeeze your palms together and really arch as far as you can over to the right. Keep scissoring your thighs in towards each other for balance. And feel the long stretch across your left side body. When your next inhale comes, inhale your arms up, little back bend cactus transition. Inhale your arms back up to the sky. Exhale your hands down to the floor. You can still lower your back knee if you like. And we'll twist to the right. Stretch your right arm up to the sky. Let your heart and gaze follow. Sink in, lower your hip. Try to stack your right shoulder directly over your left shoulder. And feel the twist in your spine. Rotate your heart towards the sky. Sink your hips down lower. Push back with your left heel. One more full breath cycle here. Exhale your hand to the floor. Straighten your front leg and just hinge forward for a quick forward fold transition. Inhale back up, find your way through crescent lunge. Straighten your front leg, rotate your toes to the side, exhale arms wide. One forward fold here, keep the exhale going, forward fold. Hands to shins, inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep your arms wide, inhale all the way up, and then we'll find crescent lunge to the left. So rotate all of your toes, raise your back heel, sink in, sweep your arms forward and up. Interlace your fingers. This time we're gonna hinge over to the left. So I'll switch around so you can see a little bit. You just wanna really stretch your heart up towards the sky and then up and over. So your hips are down low, squeezing your thighs together, palms are pressed together, reaching up and over. Make sure that your torso isn't hinging too far forward or back, but you really want to still feel like your hips and shoulders are squared over each other towards the front. Take another big breath in, and as you exhale, hinge a little deeper, sink lower, squeeze your thighs together, squeeze your palms together. With your next inhale, come back up through center. Cactus your arms for a little back bend transition. Inhalation brings your arms up. Hands will frame the foot on the exhalation. Option to lower your back knee as always. Keep your right hand on the ground. Start to twist in towards your left thigh. Stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling or the sky. Squeeze your thighs in towards each other. Sink your hips down low. Stack your left shoulder on top of your right. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Feel the full twist. Try to create a small amount of space between your belly button and your thigh by tucking your belly button in. Stay for one more full, slow round of breath. Sink your hips lower. And then slowly start to bring your hands to the floor. Straighten your front leg for a quick forward fold release. Sweep your arms forward and up. Inhale through crescent lunge. Straighten your front leg. Rotate your hands or legs to the side. Bring your arms out to T. This time bring them all the way back to clasp behind your sacrum. Shrug your shoulders back as you start to inhale, rise. Hinge forward as you exhale. Straight spine the whole way. And then find another easy forward fold. You can keep your hands back and up behind you. You can bring them to your legs, to the floor. We'll be here for about 5 breaths, so if you like, you could even pop up into a headstand if you want. You can do Skandasana. You can also just hang forward with your hands clasping opposite elbows for a little more weight. But as you pause here with your head below your heart for a few moments, your head below your heart, let that be a reminder also that sometimes our heart needs to be above our heads. It can help us find a different perspective. And sometimes the heart might be smarter than the head. And try to follow it. Sweep your arms wide and come up on an inhalation. Step your feet together, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll do a standing Shavasana now. So you can separate your feet a little. Standing Shavasana is the same thing as Tadasana. So corpse pose and mountain pose are essentially the same. It's just that a mountain stands tall and a corpse lies flat. So we'll do a quick little relaxation to end this class. Shrug your shoulders up, back and down, and let your palms shine forward. If you are in the sunshine, feel the sun in your face, on your skin, across your whole body. And if you're not in the sunshine, imagine the sun. Feel its warmth. Feel it feeding you vitamin D and energy. If you're feeling super ambitious, turn up the corners of your mouth now for the rest of class. Even if your cheeks get tired. And take the next 3 breaths to really feel the gratitude and acceptance. Let your heart fill with joy that comes with gratitude and acceptance. And when we feel like we don't need to change anything, we can find a little bit more joy in the scenario for what it is. Maybe you can feel some gratitude and acceptance for and about the people in your life. And let them be just who they are. And find the same thing for yourself. You are perfect just the way you are. And find the joy in that. If you have a yoga mat and you'd like to transition to traditional Shavasana and stay there on the ground for a while, now's a good time to do that. And stay there as long as you like. If this is the end of your yoga session today, just inhale one more time up to bring your arms up to palms touching. We'll do a little back bend with your cactus. Exhale, cactus arms, exhale. Inhaling up, palms touch. Let your eyes close if they're still open. Hands come to heart. And thank you all for letting me guide you through a yoga class today. I wish we could do it in person. That'll happen soon enough. But until then, maybe go back and check out the other classes that are posted. And more will be coming soon. And I look forward to seeing you all again. Namaste.